I want to firstly thank the Social Democrats and particularly Jennifer Whitmore for tabling this motion today. One of the first words within the Social Democrats' motion, Minister, is humanitarian. And I think it's very important that we remember that that is at the centre of whatever policy we are trying to enact here. Your government responses and the actions, I would say to you, frame not just our national attitude to potential immigration in this country, but it also aligns and underlines our competency or not of our state services to adequately manage and discharge the responsibilities we have given them. I think it's shameful that Ireland, a country where immigration has been so endemic, that is so much part of our make-up, that we are in the position that we are presently in. Indeed, on Taoiseach, as he was, gently excoriated his host in Washington last week, trading on the moral authority of Ireland's experience of migration to, as forcefully as possible, on the occasion permitted, make the case to America to use its moral authority to stop the continuing horrors in Gaza. This motion calls on government to publish an audit of its international accommodation protection services, identifying where vacant beds are available and if and how they are being used. Surely that information is available to you, widely available to you, Minister, I would have thought, in Department. So why is it the case that you have not been able to share that to date in the House? I am old enough to remember when the Green Party promised to end direct provision. And at the time, good-thinking people felt it was a blight on our national reputation. And now it has suddenly become our national saviour in this situation. It's a marked improvement for sure from busing people from Mount Street to the boonies, hidden away for just one day while we celebrated our national identity around the world. Out of sight, out of mind is not a policy the people of this country want government to pursue, Minister. I think government has continued to rely on the big problem, low competency defence, that is endemic at present in our handling of housing, healthcare, our technological universities, transport, and the list goes on. And I know, and I've spoken to many Irish people who feel they are being let down by our shoddy rate, second-rate infrastructure and services, and by implication, our instinct to offer a big warm welcome for those under the present spotlight. You've announced a position previously, Minister, to set up 6 national centres to manage IP applicants. Why the delay in getting this done? And I think you've said you'll get 3 done this year and 3 done next year. That surely doesn't sound like an emergency response. And I think that we have to look at, how we are doing this and how it's affecting not alone our reputation, but how it is creating, unfortunately, pushback from around the country. Since we were children, Minister, we were all taught to look before you leap. And it's clear from the sight of approximately 150 tents being placed around Mount Street and the condition that those people found themselves in, that government has shown a serious lack of understanding and process management. Every time I have spoken about this humanitarian crisis, and that's exactly what it is, I have said that we should have a pragmatic approach to taking in asylum seekers and accommodating them appropriately, and ensuring those given leave to stay have significant opportunities presented to allow them to integrate fully into Irish society. I'm not sure that's happening, Minister. And I can tell you what isn't working, Minister, and well you know it. Placing people into rural locations with little or no access to public services instead is not solving a problem, but it is in fact creating ones. And doing private procurement deals of the last available tourist beds in our regional towns and villages is not solving a problem either, but creating one. Those trying to access Ireland under the International Protection Programme should not be placed in competition with the resident population who are looking also for access to accommodation and services, but this has clearly been a feature of the present rollout. We are squeezing the economic potential out of some of our regional towns, our tourism offerings, with this ad hoc accommodation policy, Minister, and inevitably we are stoking up and provoking people who have done so much to try and help in this crisis. So I think, Minister, you need to give serious time and capital consideration to providing centres. I'd also ask the question, I think we do need a new strategy around this, and I heard your earlier statement saying you're going to announce something new next week, and we'll all await to see what that is. But I would ask you, Minister, one simple thing we could do is expand the safe country list. And why are we not reflecting the safe country list of our EU partners? That's the first thing I think we should do. And the second thing is I think we need to look at the opportunities for people to integrate in this country, because I think we've seen it in cities and towns across Europe and throughout the world. If you bring people in and if you crowd them into one area, particularly people of the same population, the same language, if you don't give them pathways to integrate, if we don't allow them some opportunity to quickly coalesce with the local population, we end up then with this multicultural, not mixing society. That is not what we want. The Irish people are welcoming people. They want to remain welcoming. And certainly I can say in my own county of Waterford, we have a number of centres, and we have a number of populations who have integrated really well. And it's very heartening when you go to the sideline of GAA matches and you see the multicultural integration that is taking place. That's what we want to deliver, but we have to do it with respect, Minister. We need a system that works, and for those who are given leave to stay, we need to integrate, and for those who are not given leave to stay, we need to find them back to the places where they came from.
Thank you, Deputy.